recently there was a report out that among new babies that were born, this happened last year, minorities were now the majority, that whites were officially the minority. Now there's a new report out saying that America's minorities now make up half of the kids under age 5 group. So under the age of 5, minorities have become the majority and whites have become the minority. Now, of course, it's a combination of minorities. My guess is conservatives are right now, if they've got any hair left, because a lot of them, as you can tell through this story, are getting older and older, are ripping that hair out of their head. In fact, let me show you the last set of numbers that we have on the different percentages. Now, right now, as things stand, okay, for the overall population, whites are 63%. But look at Latinos. Man, I remember just a couple of years ago when they passed African Americans as the second largest minority group. Now they're surging at 17%. Blacks are only 12.3% now. Asians also rising. Multiracial Americans at 2.4%. And obviously multiracial Americans is a category that's going to explode in growth soon. So this is fascinating, and for a lot of us, we think, okay, God bless, okay? Obviously, that's not how the good folks at Fox News see it. Remember this old classic from John Gibson when they had heard stories about the younger kids actually now being majority minority? This was Gibson's reaction.
Do your duty. Make more babies. That half of the kids in this country under 5 years old are minorities. By far the greatest number are Hispanic. Know what that means? 25 years and the majority population is Hispanic. Why is that? Well, Hispanics are having more kids, and others, notably the ones Hispanics called gabachos, white people, are having fewer. Put it bluntly, we need more babies. Forget about that zero population growth stuff that my poor generation was misled on. Why is this important? Because civilizations need population to survive. So far, we're doing our part here in America, but Hispanics can't carry the whole load. The rest of you get busy.
White people make more kids. Now, he covered himself a tiny bit at the end there by saying, oh, Hispanics are doing their part. I just need white people to make more babies just because I'm generally concerned about underpopulation. I don't think so. Now, of course, since John Gibson said that, as you know, we just got the new report saying it's not just babies. Now, under the age of 5, what was considered minorities before have now become the majority. And of course, it has political ramifications as well. Oh, by the way, on white folks, he was right to be concerned. It turns out now there are more white people dying than being born. So the population would normally be receding, but there's also white immigrants from Europe. So because of the immigrants, perhaps ironically, whites are still growing by a little bit, okay, in America. Now, when it comes to politics, this is going to have enormous consequences. 353 counties out of 3,143 in the country, so over 10%, in fact 11%, are now what is called majority-minority, where the minority has become the majority. 6 new additions since last year. 5 out of the 6 are in Oklahoma and Texas. Tick-tock, tick-tock. Once the Republicans lose Texas, it is good night, Irene. They might never win another national election. Now, I know that's a big statement. And if the Republican Party changes entirely in 20 years, of course, you never know what happens, right? But if you can't win Texas, electorally speaking, it's a disaster for the Republicans. And unless they change the party entirely, it's unclear how they could ever win nationally, right? Now, O'Reilly is perfectly aware of that, and that's what's freaking him out. Remember, he said this right after the 2012 election.
It's a changing country. The demographics are changing. It's not a traditional America anymore. 20 years ago, President Obama would have been roundly defeated by an establishment candidate like Mitt Romney. The white establishment is now the minority.
And I am freaked out by that, is what was implicit in that statement. He's like, well, the white establishment, it's going. What are we going to do? Just calm down. Everybody's going to be okay. This is the point of America. We're supposed to take from all across the world. We're not supposed to be an ethnicity or a nationality in the old traditional sense. We're a nationality in the sense that we're all people, all religions, all races. That's what makes the country great. Of course, Fox News does not agree with that. Neither does the Republican Party in general. So, but they do realize they're in a world of trouble, so they've now got Marco Rubio and some others to form a gang of 8 to pass an immigration bill. The problem is Rubio keeps threatening to vote against his own bill. So he recently went on with another Fox host and said this.
Is there any point at which you would walk away? Is there anything that could happen? Well, tell us what point would
I've said a number of them. If this bill has in it something that gives gay couples immigration rights and so forth, it kills the bill. I'm gone. I'm off it, and I've said that repeatedly. And I don't think that's going to happen, and it shouldn't happen. This is already a difficult enough issue as it is.
I love that. He's like, look, dude, we already said we'd let some Latinos in the country and that we won't hate them as much as we used to. Now you want us to stop hating gay people too? That's a red line for us. It's a bridge too far. Okay. He's like, look, I'm Latino, and this helps immigrants a little bit, and that's the way they keep putting me out here. But I don't want you to get us mistaken. We still hate people. It's just mainly gay people, and we don't want this in the bill. Okay. Otherwise, I vote against my own bill. All right. Not sure that's how you really appeal to more and more Americans. And finally, we go to Michelle Bachmann, who actually does seem to get the scope of the problem for the Republicans.
Why? This is President Obama's #1 political agenda item, because he knows we will never again have a Republican president, ever, if amnesty goes into effect.
Now, this is not a trick by President Obama to get more Latino voters. The Latino voters are coming whether they like it or not, whether the Republicans like it or not. It's political in the sense that Obama's like, if I seem like I'm on their side, they might vote for me. Like any other citizen. If you seem like you're on the side of a citizen, they might vote for you, right? It's pretty obvious, and it's the right thing to do. And some Republicans have caught on, but not Michelle Bachmann. Just build a super giant wall. Keep the wildlings out, and everything's going to be all right. More from Bachmann.
We will perpetually have a progressive liberal president, probably a Democrat, and we will probably see the House of Representatives go into Democrat hands, and the Senate will stay in Democrat hands.
Jesus, she gives you a lot of power, man. She's saying basically if we let Latinos into the country, and give them a pathway to citizenship, it's over. The country's going to be progressive forever. I hope she's right. One more.
So you will have a permanent liberal, progressive Democrat class, and you will never again be able to see our country return to its constitutional foundations. That's what's at risk right now. It may sound melodramatic. I don't mean it that way.
No, you kind of do mean it that way. Why wouldn't liberals be in favor of the constitutional foundations of this country? We love the constitutional foundations of this country. For example, the First Amendment that says you cannot establish a religion. Michelle Bachmann, you hate that. We don't hate that. We love that. You know who the founding fathers were? Giant, raging, literally radical liberals. They said the conservative order, the monarchy, we hate it. We're going to overthrow it via revolution.